Hello everybody. Today, as you can see, I'm alone without Nastya because she is busy. She has exams. And in order not to disrupt the algorithms of YouTube, because we have been uploading 3 lessons a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I decided to record this video without her. And then our next lesson will be on Wednesday. So let's start. Let's start with the plan for our lesson today. Today I will read everything. I will not ask her to read, and maybe you will find it even more convenient and comfortable, but of course in our next lessons we'll continue our lessons with Nastya because it's easier for me that way actually. So first, in today's lesson we'll create a Django project and work with virtual environment. Then we'll launch it on different ports and work with bridged and NAT connection one more time. And understand 127.0.01 vs 000 and the number of the port. All these concepts are vital, are very important to understand. And so these are the commands that will be used today. So sudo apt install python. This command installs pip, which is the official package installer. This one outputs a complete list of every third-party Python package currently installed in your environment along with its exact version number. And this one installs the tool that allows you to create virtual environments in Python. This command creates a Python virtual environment in which in your current folder you can give it any name. And this one activates the virtual environment. So like I said in our previous lessons, we would be focusing on many different things. We'll be working with Python, Postgres, and since I know it's safe to say that I'm a real expert in Django because I can show you this website that I built myself. Of course, I asked AI to help me. And I built this website with Postgres and with Django, and I use Postgres, the database here. Okay, so let's start working first. Let's open Oracle VirtualBox and let's launch this virtual machine. Right now, the connection is bridged. Network bridged adapter. It means that I can see the IP address of this machine. Why did I close it? IP address, this command shows me the IP address of this machine. Think of this virtual machine as some physical device, maybe a laptop or a computer, Mac Mini device. It's virtual, yeah, it's not real, but think of this machine as something real. For example, right now, think of this like as if I had my computer and my laptop that are connected to the same router because it's bridged. In the next part of the lesson, we'll work with NAT. And NAT is when we have to open a port. But right now, my computer and my virtual machine, and one more time, think of it as a laptop, are on the same network. They are connected to the same router. And I can work here in this machine, or I can SSH from my Windows machine, and this is what I will do. Right control, then Windows R, and I will SSH. My username here is Alex. So at the IP address is 192.168.16 and 104. Yes, I'm in. So, and now let's follow the plan. These are the commands, yeah, and let's start. Sudo apt update. Actually, we need to always, the more often we run this command, the better. So we need to always, we need to run this command from time to time to update everything. In the future lessons, we'll be paying a lot more attention to Ubuntu, to Linux systems. I know that we haven't covered a lot of things, but right now, what I'm trying to do here, what we are trying to do, we are trying to focus on the most interesting things, on the most understandable things, and I think the most important things. Yeah, and I have been learning this for a while, and I know, and I have been teaching English for 9 years, and I think that these skills are very, very helpful in teaching IT as well. So this command, and now we install a Python 3 pip, but I don't have to run it because I have it installed already on my virtual machine. What is pip freeze? And in this today, we'll be focusing particularly on the why we need to work in virtual environments. So pip freeze, what does this command do? It shows everything that I have like installed, like dependencies. Here, pip freeze. ls to see what I have here, and let's create a new folder, and let's call this folder maybe mkdir alex django. Now let's go inside this folder, ls. We have nothing here. So let's start with creating a virtual environment. How do we do this? We run Python. Yes, in one of our previous lessons, I said never learn commands by heart. So Python 3, m, and venv, and we can give any name to our virtual environment. But there is a good practice of putting a dot before. Yeah, and if we do this, it means that our folder, our virtual environment, will be hidden. It will not be visible. And it's very convenient, actually, very good practice. And let's call this virtual environment Alex venv. Is being created. Let's wait a bit, and now if I type ls, I will not see it because it's hidden. If I type LA, I will see it. How do we activate this virtual environment? We need to go inside this folder, and we have a bin here folder. We go inside ls, and here we have the file named activate. We can have a look at it with nano. It's written in bash. Control X to leave. How to activate it? Source activate. And now we have this thing. It means that we are working from inside our virtual environment. Why do we always have to work in our virtual environments? To avoid, as they say, dependency hell. And if I type this command now, pip freeze, you will see that I have nothing here. See? But if I deactivate my virtual environment, you will again see all of this installed. So now that we are working inside our virtual environment, we can install Django. How do we install Django? Pip install Django. LA. Pip install Django. And now we are installing Django inside our virtual environment, which I called .alex_venv. AlexVenv. And if I type freeze now, you will see that we have this. Not all of this, yeah, but just this. And also very good practice to create a file requirements.txt. In our future lessons, you will know why we have it, because if we don't know what packages to install, yeah, all we have to do is to look inside requirements.txt and everything will be there. So pip freeze requirements txt. And now we can open with nano. Something's wrong. Of course, nano requirements txt. Actually, it's easier to work with Nastya because you talk to a living person. Now I talk to myself and it's not easy. Okay, so now we need to, now that we have Django installed, we can create our first Django project. Django-admin start project, and let's call this project Alex project. Yeah, so I have Alex Venv and Alex project. Sorry, Django admin start project Alex project. Also, I forgot a very important thing. If we want to install, if we do it like this, then we will have our folder, like our environment, and then we'll have one more folder here, Alex project, and I will have to cd into this Alex project, and it's not very convenient. For me, it's better when my manage.py is in the same folder as my virtual environment. It's easier that way. And for that, we need to type dot here. And now LA. See, I have manage.py in the same folder as my virtual environment. So what is Django project? What is a Django? Sorry, not project. What is Django? And let's have a look at my, let's go inside this folder, Alex project, and see what we have here. So they are all files. Yes, we'll be working with all of them. And in our first lesson today, I think we'll work only with settings.py. Django is not easy at all. Django takes quite a while to understand, but as DevOps engineers, we don't have to know how Django works actually. And later I will show you why I decided to use Django in this lesson. And yes, although we don't have to learn how to code, actually we'll do this. Although as DevOps engineers, we don't have to learn how to code, yeah, because for that there are coders, programmers. But we need to practice with something, and I thought that Django would be wonderful practice. CD. And so here, ls, and now I can launch my Django. How do we launch it? It's Python. And when I am inside a virtual environment, I don't type Python 3 anymore, but just Python. Manage.py, because we always work with this file, manage.py, and then run server. By default, our website will be running on port 8000. So one more time, what are ports? So think of my machine, virtual machine, as a very, very tall building with 65,535 rooms or apartments in it. And right now I am putting all the equipment, yeah, everything that we need inside apartment 8000, number 8000. See, it's running on port 8000. So one more time, right now I am managing my virtual machine from my host machine, from my Windows machine, yeah? But I can do the same to my laptop. And think of this virtual machine as my physical device that is connected to the same router. And now I go inside this virtual machine because it's running here in the background. Yeah, so it's running. These processes are running. Let's wait a second. One, 7. So and now it should work. See, the install worked successfully. Congratulations. And now we, like I said before, we don't need to do anything because it will be beyond the scope of our responsibility as DevOps engineers. Everything will be done by coders, by programmers. So they will work inside this folder. Yes, I will show you this folder that was created. And I created this folder Alex Django from my Windows machine. So, and everything they need to do here, yeah, everything is done by programmers here. So, for example, I can tell you that I have 3 apps here on this website. Three, like website, vocabulary, and also Messenger. Yes, and right now I am logged in as one of my students, so I need to log out, and I will log in as this super user here. So this is my classroom. This is the students that I have at the moment. So the website is huge, really huge. I have been working on this website for a year and a half now. And of course, AI has been very helpful. But one more time, as DevOps engineers, we don't have to do this. This is where everything ends for us. We do not work with folders. We do not work with HTML elements, CSS. Yeah, we don't do this. But in future lessons, we'll learn Python. Why? Because we need to learn how to work with Python, how to write scripts, and so on. But also, like I said, although we don't have to learn Python, actually we will. We'll cover, we'll spend a few lessons trying to understand how Django works. And I will explain how my website works, because I think Django is becoming more and more popular because Python is becoming more and more popular. And now I can run this website on a different port. I can do it like this: Python, runserver, manage.py, runserver, and let's say, now let's put everything, let's relocate everything or move from apartment number 8000 to apartment number 9000. Yes, and now it will stop working, see? And now here we need to type 9000. See, it's working. So one more time, what is localhost? Localhost is when this IP address is when the machine speaks to itself. So right now I am inside my building, huge building, which is connected, yeah. And there is also one more tall building with 65,535 apartments in it. And these two buildings, these two apartment buildings are connected to the same router. Yeah, but right now I'm not talking to the other building, or people from another building. Yeah, they do not get in touch with me. They do not contact me. So right now I'm working inside my building. And also, instead of this 127, we can write local host, and it will still work. See? Yes. Now we can do it like this: Python manage.py runserver, and let's open it at port number 10,000. So what is it? 000. It means that now we allow people from other buildings to use the services of room 10,000. And imagine that we put all the equipment, our Django project, website, in room or apartment 10,000. And everyone, all buildings that are connected to the same router, think of this router as some more like a huge building structure, yeah? We are in the same district. We are on the same network. It means that all people, all buildings can use the services of this website, yeah, of this in apartment 10,000. Let's do this. And now I can access my website from another device as long as they are connected to the same router, as long as they are on the same network. For that, I need to do this. It's my Windows. It's not my Ubuntu anymore. It's my Windows. And here 168.16, and the port is 10,000, right? See, it's working, but disallowed. It means that I need to go inside settings.py. I can do it here, or I can open one more command prompt here and SSH and but why? Yeah, I can do it here. This is the secret key. Never show the secret key to anybody. It's very important. And here in allowed hosts, I need to specify the number, the IP address of the device on which this website is hosted. Control S to save. And now it should work. See, it's working. It's working. And I can use any port here. Run Python manage.py, run server. '65, 535. So this is how many apartments or ports we have. If I do it like this, it will throw a mistake. See? Port must be 0 to 65,535. So Python manage.py, run server, and let's choose port 43s. And let's do it one more time. 43s. See, it's working. And if I change the port, it will not work. See, it's not working. But this is, the network is breached. If it's breached, it means that we are on the same network one more time. But if we change to net, then we need to forward a port. In our previous lessons, we have covered on how to forward a port. I explained a lot on how to use, how to work with breach like net, and therefore please watch the first lessons. I know they are very, very long, but if you want to understand this, I strongly recommend that you watch the first videos, because without watching them, it will be very hard for you to understand. There is a command ipconfig on Windows, and this is default gateway is the IP address of my router. So I copy it and In my first or second lesson, when I explained how to do this, my computer was connected to the other router. I have two routers. That one was newer, and there we had like external and internal port. Please, if you haven't watched that, or if you didn't watch that video, please watch it to better understand. And here, if I want to, and what we're doing right now with my virtual machines, yeah, I can simulate this. We are simulating, a real world situation. So if you want to use my website, yeah, so for example, I have my laptop on which I am hosting my website. I run my website on port 9000, but also, in order for you to be able to reach it, to access my laptop or website, I need to open a door or a window, a port, right, through which you can access my device. And for that, I type, I need to go more, inside more, yeah, and port forwarding. And here, it's start similar to external, or here host port. So host port is similar to start, is the same, and end is guest port, or in my other router, it's internal port. Yeah, so host port, start, yeah, and external port, and here guest port and internal port. So how do I forward a port? So in real life, I would put the IP address of my laptop and the external port, the port which I need to open in my router, and this is the internal port inside my laptop through which you can access my website. Or if you want to SSH into my laptop, yeah, I can do it on 22, for example, but one more time, please watch the first videos. And right now, I don't have the static IP address, public. Static, it's like public, so the IP address of my laptop is my private IP address, the IP address of the device. And public is what I need to do. I need to contact my internet service provider and tell them to give me a real public IP address, my personal. So right now, if I type curl this command, it will show the public IP address, yeah, but it's CGNet. It's CGNet. It's not my real it's not my personal. It means that there are a lot of people. You will not be able to reach my website. You will stop somewhere there. Yeah. But if I can contact my provider and start paying 50 hryvnias more monthly, and I will have my personal public IP address. And this is what you'll have to type. This address, yeah, and of course it will be different, then colon and the number of the ports. So, and this is exactly what we are trying to simulate here with our virtual machines. So let's first we need to create the first rule, SSH. And here host port, let's open. So we need to access my website, my laptop twice. For example, think of this virtual machine as my laptop one more time. And we need to access it. First, we need to SSH. And we need, for that, to SSH into it, we need to use one port. Yes, and you will be able to manage my laptop through this port in my router. Let's see, okay, or 1000, and my guest port is 22, because by default, SSH listens on port 22. Yes, and now I need to make sure that it switched to net, because I'm not sure. Because if it hasn't, we'll have to restart the machine. No, it still hasn't. It means that I need to restart it. Reset. And this knowledge is very, very useful. I think that for now we have completed just maybe 4%. We have learned just 4% of what we have to learn. Unfortunately, we need to learn a lot of things. And like I said, there will be in the future, maybe there will be 100 videos in total, because we'll be learning everything: Docker, Kubernetes, everything. Now let's see if it was changed. Yes, now it's 10. Now it's 10, and it means that now I need to SSH into my device differently. Now it will stop working. I need to close this window, these windows. And so now type SSH, my username, the username of my virtual machine. And here, now I type localhost. In the real world, yeah, you would type my static IP address, which I don't have at the moment, because I have CGNet. But we are simulating this. Yeah, it's like my host machine is talking to my virtual machine. And therefore, we type localhost, the IP address of the local host. And here we need to open a port in our router. So what we are doing right now is very similar to forwarding a port on my router, through which you will be able to access my laptop. So one more time. So I opened port 1000. And if you go, or if you type this port, you will automatically be redirected to my laptop, and you will manage my laptop, because SSH is with SSH, or if you SSH into my laptop, you will manage it remotely. $1,000. See, I'm in. I entered my virtual machine. And this is what you would do in real life. But instead of this, yeah, you would type my real static IP address. It's quite interesting. And now you can move films to your laptop and do whatever you want with my files, with everything that I have on my laptop. But our primary goal is to access my website. And I will do it like this. And right now I'm managing my machine from my Windows, my virtual machine, Ubuntu, yeah, desktop, from Windows. And here I type ls, yeah, Alex Django ls. First I need to activate the virtual environment, and for that we do this Alex project, then bin folder, yeah, and then activate. Oh, sorry, my virtual environment is LA. It's .alex_venv. Yeah, it's invisible. Yeah, sometimes it happens. So source Alex when bin activate, and now it's active. And now I can run Python manage.py runserver. And one more time, let's see. Yeah, let's see. Let's open, let's have a look at this site one more time from inside my virtual machine. It's running. You can go inside my virtual machine, open the browser, and see that the website is running on port 8000, because port 8000 is the default number. Disallowed host. Yeah, why it's happening? So it means that I need to go inside this folder, Django project, this one, and settings.py. And here I need to type localhost. And now it should work. See, it's working. Yes, and now, but I accessed that website from inside my building, yeah, from the same building. But now let's imagine that I want to imagine that you want to access my website from your part of the world, from somewhere far away. So now that I opened a port, yeah, but I opened this port for SSH. You can only SSH, yeah, into my laptop, but I can do it I can open one more port, and here I go here and do this. We can give this, we can give it any name we like, and maybe Django or website, yeah. And here the ports will be 2000. This is the port that I'm opening or forwarding in my router, through which you will be able to use my website or to access my website. And this is the internal port, and let it be maybe 65,535. This is how many ports we have everywhere. So, and it will be like the apartment on the last floor. And now let's try Python manage.py runserver, and now I need to type 000, and now the number of the port and 000 one more time says that everybody can enter my website, not just from inside my building, but from anywhere else. And 65,535. Yeah, and now hopefully it will work. So, and I do this not from inside Ubuntu, but here, Windows. And what do I type now here? I type local host, yeah, because it simulates a real world situation. One more time. In the real world, yeah, you would type my static IP address here, public, which is public. And private IP address, yeah, I opened the port in my device, which is the private IP address. And here, yes, I would have to specify the IP address of my device. And let's try 65,000 Something's wrong. Something's wrong. It's not working. Let's see what's happening. Why is that? Oh, sorry, 2000. Yes, I opened, you type the port which I opened on my router, of course. See, now it's working. Yeah, sometimes it happens, yeah. And it's very, very easy to get confused, of course. And today's lesson was very, very important. So we use Django to explain how ports work. And in our future lessons, now that we possess this knowledge, which is quite valuable, by the way, because I know that very few people actually fully understand how ports and IP addresses work. In our next lesson, which will take place on Wednesday, Nastya will be doing this. And actually, she's quite good at this, to be honest, yeah. It might seem that she may not fully understand everything. Yes, of course, she understands a lot less than I do, but believe me, she knows a lot more than it seems, and it's not easy at all. And of course, if you think that watching is enough, no, don't. Yeah, because watching isn't enough, because it requires a lot of practice. And on Wednesday, Nastya will be doing this. And on Friday, we'll be working with AWS. I think, yeah. On Friday, we will create a virtual machine there, and we'll be doing everything there. We'll install a Django project there, Django website, and Nastya will enter that website from her part of Ukraine, and I will do this from my part of Ukraine. Okay, thank you everybody. See you on Wednesday. Bye.